We are live with Transformation Tuesday Reloaded. We are running a little bit behind, but you know how it is. It's technology. Things happen. Happy New Year to everyone. And Dee, I don't know if you would like to go ahead and share, or I'll just share it actually to you right now so that you can have it. And it will be on your, okay, you should have that now. Just shared it. Hello, everyone. Dee and I are going to talk today about being decisive for 2021. Why is it important to be decisive for 2021? So Dee, I really would love say that again.
I said because decision is a decision.
Not making a decision is a decision. That is so true. And if we don't make the decision with clarity and certainty, and if we don't make the decisions we need for 2021, then the decisions are going to just happen haphazardly. And the worst thing we can do is just allow for life to happen instead of having some sort of plan and some sort of, decisions already made. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for joining. So if you're out there and you want to talk about being decisive for 2021 and beyond, because, a lot of times we love to talk about the year that we're in. And I'm all about making plans for the longevity, making plans for further out, not just for the moment. So let me hear from you out there about how you're handling being decisive in your decisions for 2021. I would love to hear that. And Dee, why did you choose this topic for us today?
Question, because I've had plenty of times in my life where I thought about not making a decision and I've had several people inbox ask me about, with the new year they want to make, some don't like their jobs, some are in bad relationships, some are in both.
Right.
And they're suffer. That's a good word. Versus making a decision.
Right. Yeah. And well, it is. Sometimes it is a suffering because a lot of times when we allow the decisions to happen for us, then we are very uncomfortable. We're miserable. And that's not just, that's with a lot of different areas of our lives that stems to relationships and jobs and whatever it is. So you're right. And we've all done it at some point, because I remember a time being in a job where I was funding somebody else's dream versus working to fund mine, because I was indecisive about exactly what we want to do. So decisiveness is really critical, especially now in the beginning of the year as we set the stage for the rest of our year. So the question is, what makes us indecisive versus what makes us decisive? Right? So what are some of the things that makes you indecisive versus decisive?
For me, I know it was so join in and put in the comments. They gotta give Restream permission before you can see that Jamie's doing it. But whoever give permission, click it so we can see their answers.
Okay, so yes, please make sure you give yourself permission. And let's see what you got to say. So what are some of the things that's making you decisive versus indecisive? What's causing it? Because in everything that we do, we have to be aware of the root cause of things, right? So Dee, you're about to tell us about what caused yours.
For me, it was fear. I don't know if it was
Fear.
necessarily fear. I think it was fear of success, because when we succeed, it's because everybody wants to be loved something, right? And I knew that if when I made changes, that the was not going to accept it because they weren't ready to change. It's still the issue. So
Okay.
I didn't leave them there not to come. That's how I look at it. If that makes sense.
Okay. So it's the fear of other people. It's really a fear of rejection too, because fear is a huge word. Fear is a huge word, and a lot of times when we do find ourselves in a different scenario or a different way of life, then we're going to lose people. It happens. We're going to lose people because either they don't understand where we're going, or they're not there in that stage of their lives, and that's okay. You know, I always say if this is not for you, then it's not for you. So fear is a big factor in indecisiveness. And, you know, for people out there who you're starting 2021 and maybe you want to try a new job, or maybe you want to leave a relationship, or maybe you want to start a relationship, whatever it is that you're trying to do, it is very important that you acknowledge and be aware of what that thing is that might be causing you to not take that move. And fear of something can be a huge one. And it's funny, you said fear of success. And I used to say that, and then I recognized that it's not fear of success that I dealt with. It was fear of failure. Because if you've ever been successful before and you know how beautiful and exciting and liberating that feels like, whatever success means to you, if you've ever felt that at any time in your life, there was no fear with that at all. It was excitement. It was a lot of good feelings. So what I actually started thinking about is, am I fearing success or am I fearing failure? And what I mean by that is, and that, as we're talking about, you know, being indecisive, what I mean by that, guys, is that if you try something new and you don't feel the confidence that it's going to be perfect, and I put perfect up because, you know, then, perfect. Then we're afraid to take that step because we think we're going to fail. Carrie, hey baby girl. Carrie says I have definitely dealt with the fear of success. And I'm telling you, Carrie, I beg to differ. I would challenge anybody on that. And I can challenge my friend, because me and her, we'd be having some deep conversations. I challenge you that you didn't fear the success. You feared failing. You were fearing the fact that if I try this new thing, I might fail, right? That's what I think. But hey, we can have a real conversation on that. And then Jamie says that we hate perfect because there is no such thing, right?
There's no thing
Good is good enough. Yes, good is good enough. And one of the things that I've learned is that everything is on a continuum, you know, so failure and success is on the same line. And it's just, where are we on that continuum? And if we're over here all the way on the failure side, it's time for us to tweak and start doing something different, you know? Oh yeah, my girl said challenge accepted. I knew she would. I knew she would accept the challenge. Fear of failure, because failure and success is on the same continuum. So really, I'm not going to fear what I felt before that was good for me, that felt really good, that was in a good space, that had me in a good headspace and had me in a good body space. But I will, however, fear the other side of the continuum that I might have felt before and it didn't feel so good, right? And so that's where I always look at everything has a polar opposite, and I always look at the continuum and say, okay, which part of it am I feeling a little anxiety about? Is it the success? Because that didn't even really make sense to me, to fear success. Like, why would I fear success? Why would I fear being wealthy? Why would I fear being happy? Why would I fear being loved? Yes.
Because some people don't know. I mean, success is different if some people don't know love. So you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some people don't know success in a job, in a relationship, period. All you know is what I'm looking for. What's the word? Help me.
I understand what
lack.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's talk about that. No, that makes perfect sense. But I think that the lack that we put out, the lack that we know, if we have to come with that decisiveness from a place of abundance and from a place of prosperity, and stop wanting things and desire things, stop wanting things and start visualizing and seeing it in your space. And we have to teach people that, because if people have never experienced it, or if they've been a part of a community or a part of a group that never experienced that joy of what it feels like to be all of the things they're hiding from because they don't know it, then you're right. Then they don't know it. So you do have to teach people how to feel that way. But they have to start, it's all in their minds, right? So the lack mentality will never get us what we want, because the more we want it and the more we are pushing and rushing to it, the further away it is from us. But if we dream it and desire it and just know that it is a part of who we are, regardless of what we were taught, regardless of our mindset, then it will come. But I agree with you on that, for real, Dee. It's what they don't know, right? And people say they fear the unknown, but there's a reason you desire happiness. There's a reason why you desire these things, right? There's got to be something about it why you desire it.
Yeah.
Right? So I really want us to start calling a spade a spade. When we sit,
Good thing.
call a thing a thing. And a lot of times we put all these restrictions and blame and finger pointing on the external world and the external people and the people that's not us about the things. Why aren't you making a decision? Because not because they, not because you, not because the world, not because my mama or my daddy, because I have never experienced blank, blank, blank before, real love that felt good, and I'm afraid of it. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's an awareness right there. So being indecisive is nobody else's issue but ours, right? And that's just one of the first thing that we have to do. We have got to own it. So we have to be aware of it. That awareness is off the charts. Sit down and ask yourself the real questions. And the moment you start pointing outward, then you're not doing the right thing.
Right.
The moment you start going outside of yourself, you are not doing the right thing. You are absolutely blaming external for what you should look internal for, right? So let's go back to decisiveness. Right. The bottom line is, why are you indecisive? It's something that is in your mind that you were either taught, that you picked up a long time ago, that you're afraid of because you've seen it in one way or the other. And What is Jamie, what's going on, baby girl? She said, oh shit.
I know, right?
That's
I was
making
like,
me laugh.
that an
So
aha moment.
I hope, because here's the thing, if we break it down as the ABCs, we can simply do this. You want to be more decisive for 2021? ABC. Start with awareness. And it's not awareness of other people, it's awareness of self. Why am I indecisive? And when you give yourself the first answer, I guarantee it, that's not the right answer. And then when you give yourself the first answer, ask it again. Well, why is that? And I would say about 3 or 4 whys will give you the real answer. And when your answer starts making you feel uncomfortable, when your answer starts to make you feel some deep-rooted emotions that you have hidden for a while, that's when you're getting to the real answer. That's the awareness. Once you get there, that's A. B is your breakthrough. So when you ask the question 4 times, not the same question, or sometimes you can, because then maybe by the 4th time, you'll be honest with yourself, right? Why am I indecisive? Mm-hmm. Yes, Jamie, ask yourself the question a few times. Why are you indecisive? You give that first answer, and that's just the surface answer. Well, why is that? That's answer number 2. And by the time you ask yourself 4 to 5 times, you get to the root of it, which is what I call a breakthrough. Right? And you can do breakthroughs that way, or you could see Dee and I, and we'll hypnotize you, and we will surely give you a breakthrough like this, right? Yeah. And so the A is the awareness, and the B is the breakthrough. Once you get to that breakthrough, then the C is that clarity. The breakthrough will give you the clarity. The breakthrough is going to be messy. You may even be in a little bit of denial. Like, really? That's why? Yeah, that's why. And then you can go to the next piece, which is you start working through that breakthrough to get the clarity that you need. ABC, guys: awareness, breakthrough, and clarity. Yeah. Nobody else can tell you why you're being indecisive. Nobody else can tell you, because if you say, like, Dee was like, yeah, I was afraid. Okay, so you fear the success, or you fear the rejection. Then the question beyond that is, why were you afraid? And you said because I felt like people were going to leave me behind, or people weren't going to understand. All right. Now, the other question to that is, why does that matter? Why does it matter that people won't understand you? Or why would it matter that people would leave you behind? Right? And then whatever answer you get, you ask another question around that. And the more you ask, the more you will get the real answer. You understand what I mean?
That's true. Yes.
So go ahead, I'm listening.
I think it all starts with awareness of self, because when I didn't know no better, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? I think that's figure out the first thing is mindset, right? You got to change the
yes,
scarcity mindset. I mean,
yes.
when I had it, I didn't know what the heck it was. So yeah. So
yeah, because we have to define that for people.
What is a willful? Because I was like, I didn't know. Yeah. I was like, it took me
we have to
a long time to figure it out, because I didn't know, and it wasn't nobody in my circle. Yeah.
And you just made a good point. Your circle. Who are your circle of people? Because if your circle of people cannot expand you, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need a new circle. And what that means is you have to keep developing. So you have to find some other people who have other things to add to your arsenal of self-development, because that self-development is critical. Because what we don't know, we don't know. And we walk around
Right.
carrying these things, these beliefs from the past, these beliefs that we picked up. A lot of us not knowing that we're deserving of more. A lot of us
Yeah.
not making certain decisions because we are afraid. And that's the first thing we'll say. Well, we're afraid.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? And then once you identify what you're afraid of, the next thing to do is then dig deeper. Why are you afraid of that thing? And 9 times out of 10, D and guys, you're going to find that that thing that you're afraid of wasn't your fear in the first place. It was a fear that you grew into, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That
So
makes sense.
being decisive for 2021. A lot of us have put some stuff out there that we want to accomplish this year. And a lot of it is lifestyle things. It's things for us to change our lives, things for us to change our lives beyond this year. But we're afraid to take that step. So you've got to find out, one, what are you afraid of? Number one. And number two, why you're afraid of that. And you will find that the thing that you're afraid of was not yours in the first place. Right? It's something you were taught. It's something you pick up. You would be amazed the things that you picked up along the way, especially when you were subconsciously learning as a child.
True.
You know, and through the work that Dee and I do, because we do hypnotherapy, we see that from our clients when they want to get on block, and we go in to sessions to help them get on block. What they want to get on block from is a lot of things from the past.
Yes.
Jamie, I love you. A lot of things from the past. I want to give Jamie some love too, because she lost somebody really close to her recently. And I really want to send out love to you, lots and lots of love to you. And I want to encourage you, like we spoke privately, don't stay in the sadness, but honor your feelings. Right?
Yeah.
Don't shy from your feelings. Honor your feelings, but don't stay in the sadness. So I'm so happy that you're joining us right now. I'm glad to have you. You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome. All right. So let's talk about decisiveness. Let's be decisive. So we're going to throw out the word indecisive. So one of the things that we must do in our lives when we're trying to shift our mindset from one place to the next is to really watch the words that we use. Sometimes the words that we use are the issue in itself, because words are powerful. Florence Scovel Shinn from 1928 wrote a book called Your Word is Your Wand. And that book, since then, had this lady sharing with us how the words that we say out of our mouths can make us or break us. It can put us into that lack mentality, or it can put us into an abundance mentality. And often when people hear abundance, all of a sudden they're like, oh, they're talking about manifestation. Not necessarily. It's abundance of whatever you want in your life. And a lot of times when we say abundance, people also think money, but abundance is more than money.
Absolutely.
Abundance is how you feel. Abundance is what you have around you in your life. It's the feeling more so than the physical thing of money, or the physical thing of a house or a car, or whatever it is that you are desiring. That physical thing is as a result of the feeling that you had at first, right? So just keep in mind that there is so much more for you to shift to become decisive in your life. So yes, abundance of love. Abundance is not just money, guys. The money comes after everything else. The money comes after the clarity. The money comes after the certainty. The money comes after love. And the money comes after the feeling has grown. And I was doing a live with this lady, it was yesterday, and we were doing success versus happiness. And there is no such thing. It's not success versus happiness. It's happiness equals success, right? Whatever success means to you. So you don't give up one for the other. You don't give up happiness to be successful. And if you're doing that, then something is wrong.
Yeah, because we can have this and that, right?
Of course we can.
Yeah.
Of course we can. We can have this and that. I'm going to have this and that all year long.
That's right. Exactly.
I plan to have this and that all year long, guys. And you can have this and that all day long. And Jamie says it's Joy. Hey, Judith. Judy, my friend Judy's here. Yes, we're going to have this and that all year long. Absolutely, we are. So as we talk about being indecisive, we got to change the word. So first of all, we need to throw that word out of our vocabulary and replace it with decisiveness. And anything that you're trying to accomplish this year, you must start with certainty. So we already threw out some things out there, and I'd shared this with some of my community before. So we're going to do the ABCs, which is awareness, breakthrough, and clarity. But when you decide on something that you want to do, you have to do it with certainty. You cannot do it wishy-washy. And the reason you cannot do it wishy-washy is because you will confuse the heck out of the universe. So you cannot say today I'm this and I am. So you say I am and whatever you want to be for this day. Like me, I am service to many people. I help people change their lives. That's what I do by way of coaching and hypnotherapy. That's what I do. I'm not going to get up tomorrow and then I decide that I'm a marketeer. Because the moment I get up tomorrow and decide that I'm a marketeer, I'm confusing the universe and I'm slowing down my progress of manifesting the things that I want to manifest in my life. So D, decisiveness is a perfect topic for the beginning of the year.
Yes.
You have to go into things decisive and certain. You have to go in decisive and certain. And when you go into it decisive and certain, then you won't confuse the universe.
Right.
Right? You put it out there and the universe is like, okay, so you want to start a business being a coach? All right, I got you. And I put it out there with certainty. And every day I get up and I do a little bit towards that. You can't then wake up the next day and say, hold on, let me see. I want to be a marketeer. Then the universe goes, which one is it? Because I already started the coaching thing for you. It's sitting right here. And now you want me to change my mind. I'm confused. So if you confuse yourself, you confuse the universe for real. Decisiveness is really important when you are working hard to accomplish things in your life.
True.
Straight up. Don't mess with the universe. Don't confuse mother nature and father nature and sister nature and uncle nature. Do not do it. Allow them to know. Allow them to know exactly what it is you want, because as soon as you put it out there, they start working on your behalf. And it will happen soon. But what delays it is our indecisiveness. What delays it is our fears. What delays it is when you say, I hope I can have that. Or when you say, I am a coach, but, or when you say, I'm going to start my business, however. Any words that you use that is indecisive slows down the movement towards the thing that you desire.
That's a
So
fact.
decisiveness is real. Say that again, Dee.
I said that is a fact.
It is. It slows it down because you're confusing. When you think you're confusing yourself, you're actually confusing the path by which things come to you. So I encourage you that certainty is what you want to replace indecisiveness with. Certainty. So I am certain that. Jamie, you're so
Jamie's
funny.
hilarious. Oh my goodness.
Jamie is hilarious today. I love it though, making me laugh. Certainty is what you want to grab. She said, grab it. Jamie says, grab it. Yes, but you can't grab it if you're indecisive. And I've done that. I've done that plenty, especially on my road to becoming my entrepreneur and becoming a coach and becoming the person I am today, which is serving others. I have done that uncertainty thing. I've done that indecisiveness. And when I did that, it wasn't coming to me the way it's coming to me now, because if you can't say that, I'm going to start my own business, or I'm going to be at service to people being a coach, and then open Indeed every day looking for a job. Because once you do that,
say it again. Wait. Say it again. Say it one more time. Say it.
I'm going to say it.
Say it for the people in the back.
I'm going to say it for the people in the back row. You cannot say that you're an entrepreneur or that you're starting your business to be whatever you want to start. Use me, for example. I decided I am a coach and a hypnotherapist, serving people to be better in their lives and to be on block. And then every day I get up and I search Indeed for a job. If I am searching Indeed for a job, I'm sending out mixed signals to the universe. So, and it's not just about being an entrepreneur, but that's because I'm speaking from a personal place right now. But it's for anything that you want in life. As long as you put the words "but" after it, you slow it down. As long as you use words like "hopefully," you slow it down. When you put it out with clarity and certainty, you've got to continue to affirm it with clarity and certainty. And then before you know it, you want a wad of money. You can't say, I really want to have more money in my bank account, but that was never a thing in growing up. So I know that it's not going to work out. That means you really don't want that money. I really want to open my restaurant, but that means you really don't want to open the restaurant. When you say it with certainty, I want a wad of money in my wallet, and I'm going to do what I need to do to service others, and I will gain that wad of money in my wallet in my bank account. Or I am going to open that firm that I want to open, and I'm starting today, and I'm certain that I'm going to be a phenomenal whatever that thing is. Come on, guys, certainty. Yeah. That's what's going to help us with our indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is deeper than just you can't make a decision. Indecisiveness is a lot deeper than that. We must see it as if you already have it. Absolutely. Visualize the end result. Start with the end in mind. Allow yourself to feel how it feels to have it. I just put a thing out on my Instagram, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I thought I would share it. So I always wanted my dream car. I was in my 20s when I talked about my dream car. But one night in my early 30s, I had a dream that I was driving it. And I literally was driving the car on the route to work. In the dream, I could feel it. I think I had my radio blasting, listening to some happy music in the dream, and I could feel the car as I was driving it. And I'm going to tell you, the same exact car that I saw in that dream is the car that ended up back then. I think I was in my 30s, 33 or 34, ended up being the car that I bought. I found the exact car on a lot, and it was the only one left. And so your dreams are really proof that the things that you want in your life is sitting there waiting for you, and you just have to be certain about it.
Right.
And it's not just your night dreams. You can dream awake. You visualize, you meditate, you do all the things you need to do awake to get to that point. So as we're wrapping up, Dee, what are your thoughts? What would you like to share?
Wow, you nailed it right there, Stacey. Wow. When I told you say it to the people in the back, that's maybe.
Oh, shut up.
That was an aha moment. When they said, but yeah, because I was like confusing the universe, because I was like, I want to be a hypnotherapist, and then I don't want to do that. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
The whole part of this was, I guess, the lesson was not only for me, well, for other people, but for me, I needed to hear it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
Being indecisive. Yeah.
Yes. And this is just a time of year for this, guys. This indecisiveness is going to steal your dreams and steal your joy. And it's going to make it come slower. And it's going to be a painful ride if you're not putting it out with certainty. And it will come sooner. And then when people say, so when are you going to do that thing? Soon. Because soon, because once I put it out with certainty and I get up every day and I do something toward that thing, when you get up every day and do something toward that thing, if it's a relationship, you get up every day and you work on yourself. In order for you to find real love, you got to love you. So if there's a lesson there of you're indecisive to start the relationship, you need to find out, what do I still need to work on with me so that I can move forward with that. So every day you get up, if you do, so every movement you make toward your thing, the universe brings it closer to you.
Right.
And sometimes it's slap dab in front of your face, but every action you take, I call them inspired action you take towards it, then you start seeing it clearer and clearer. And I'm going to give you guys another thing that just happened to me. I just did my vision board. I want to say it was a couple days before New Year's. I'm not even finished. I still have a little space I need to fill in. But one of the things that I put on my vision board, and I do it the old-fashioned way, I cut out magazines and put it on a poster board, the whole shebang. But one of the things I put on there last week was a whole segment about empowering women and me helping women to be clear and to feel unfiltered and to feel good about themselves and to feel like they're women of the year. And I have a nice little segment of my board that is all about that. And then a friend called me today and she said, I suggested you for this thing to help women, blah, 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 blah. And everything she said to me were the things I just put on the board last week, to the point where I had to take a picture of it and send it to her to show her, look at this. Okay. And so it is that quick. I just put that on the board last week, guys. That's how soon our universe reacts to us if we put things out with clarity and certainty. And I want to encourage you guys, don't be indecisive. Sit down and with clarity, know what it is that you want to do, be, what you're passionate about. Put it out there in the universe with the right verbiage, with certainty. Write it down with certainty. Visualize it with a joy and happiness, and find pictures that represents it. And I promise you, you will just see it falling into place. So to wrap up, just remember those ABCs: awareness, breakthrough, and clarity. And then with all of the things you want to accomplish this year, put it out with certainty. Don't second guess yourself. And guess what? We're human. So there's going to be a few times you're going to second guess yourself. So me and my daughter have this thing in the house where when we use the wrong verbiage, we just say cancel straight up. It's a big joke, but it's real.
I like that.
So I was saying something and my daughter screamed out, cancel, mama, cancel. I was like, oh, I said it the wrong way. So, so if you find yourself being indecisive and not doing things with certainty and using the wrong verbiage, just shout out, cancel. I didn't mean that. And say it the right way and practice that until it becomes a habit. Okay, guys, 2021 is ours for the taking. Our life is ours for the taking. So, right. I'm going to stop talking about 2021 because even in 2020, it was mine for the taking.
Just claim it. There you go.
Claim it. Or as my friend Jamie said, grab it. I'm trying to find her thing again. She says, grab it. And just remember awareness, clarity, the ABCs. So thank you so much for joining us. This was definitely an awesome chat, don't you think?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
It's always fun to be here. Yes.
Transformation Tuesday Reloaded. And we will decide again when we're going to pop on and what topics we want to speak of. And listen, tell us what you want to hear about. Tell us what you want to hear about. What do you want us to talk about? But I do want to remind you that Dee and I are both transformational therapists, rapid transformational therapy practitioner, i.e., we are certified hypnotherapists. One of the quickest ways to get over some of the blockage that you're having, the fears that you're feeling, or anything that's keeping a hold on you is to do it from an alpha brain space. And that's what we do. It is not bark like a dog, quack, quack like a duck. Trust me. There are people out there that can attest to that we have had sessions with. It's definitely one of the safest and just most relaxed space that you can get in to solve some of your blocks. Any block, weight control blocks, money blocks, smoking. You're a smoker and you want to stop smoking.
Gambling.
Anxiety and you want to stop that. How about if you're indecisive and you want to find the root cause of why? We're your girls. Either of us can help you with that. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining. And happy Tuesday. And we will definitely talk again soon.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.